A person is using your name to get a loan. What happens next could put your life. My beloved child, the moment you hear this, understand something huge is waiting for you, something that has already entered your life without permission, without warning, and without mercy. Tonight, a shadow moved using your name, your identity, your existence, signing papers you never touched, walking into offices you never stepped inside, answering questions you never heard. And the most terrifying part? They didn't do it for money, they did it for a purpose that will shake your entire world. This is not just about a loan. This is about someone trying to rewrite your destiny using your identity as their weapon. And before you even realize what's happening, the consequences have already started breathing down your neck. Amen. Blessing 111. But listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you next is where the real storm begins. This person who used your name didn't act alone. The bank officer who approved the loan, the witness who signed, the person who made the call verifying your details. Someone among them recognized your photo, and yet they stayed silent. Why? Because the person pretending to be you, your imposter, promised them something unbelievable, something that made them betray procedures, betray ethics, betray you. And now, the file with your forged signature has landed on a desk where one wrong move could flip your peaceful life upside down. Amen. Blessing 222. And now, the part that will shake your breath, because this is where your destiny takes a shocking twist. Last night, after the loan was approved, the imposter didn't run away. They didn't hide. They didn't vanish. Instead, they walked straight into a place connected directly to your future, your workplace, your neighborhood, your relatives, or your phone records. Someone saw them. Someone recorded them. Someone realized this wasn't you. And now that person is racing against time to reach you, because they discovered something so shocking that even the imposter didn't intend to reveal. A file with your name, your address, your documents, but with one detail different. One detail that proves the imposter knows something about you that nobody else does. And if that detail reaches the wrong hands, your life won't just be disturbed, it will be rewritten. Forever. Amen. Blessing 333. My beloved child, before you move even a second ahead, understand this. Something huge is waiting for you, and the next moments decide whether your name stays protected, or becomes a weapon in someone else's hands. Last night, a silent alert was triggered, an internal flag from the loan department. Your identity didn't just appear suspicious, it matched another case from months ago. A case involving someone who disappeared after committing the same act with someone else's name. And now the investigators believe you might be connected to that person. Their eyes are already on you, watching your online activity, tracing your calls, your movements, your responses, and the imposter planned all of this so that you are the first one they doubt. But here's where destiny flips, because someone unexpected stepped forward to defend you. Someone who has seen your true character. Someone who whispered, "This person could never do such a thing." And now, that whisper is the only thing standing between you and a storm you never created. Amen. Blessing 444. Let me reveal the most breathtaking twist, something your audience must hear without blinking. While the investigators were reviewing the forged paperwork, One minor detail shattered their assumption: your handwriting doesn't match, your signature has a loop missing, a curve misaligned, a stroke added that you never use. That mistake created the first crack in the imposter's plan. But instead of backing off, they grew more dangerous. Because now the imposter has realized that you might find out what they did, and they are preparing their next move. Someone close to you, someone who knows your routine, your habits, your emotional triggers, received a message pretending to be from you. A message designed to make you look guilty, untrustworthy, irresponsible. And that message didn't go unnoticed. It was forwarded, screenshotted, and discussed in a place where your name became the center of attention. This is how identity theft turns into character assassination, and this is exactly what your imposter wants. Amen. Blessing 555. And hear this, because it will leave your audience breathless: the person who used your name isn't afraid of being caught. Do you know why? Because they aren't depending on documents anymore. They are depending on confusion. They want people around you to question your truth, your history, your innocence. The loan was just the first step. Their next step is far more dangerous. Someone is planning to file a complaint using your forged signature again, this time not against the bank, but involving a case that could drag your name into legal trouble. And if that complaint is filed before the real truth reaches the right ears, you won't just be dealing with suspicion, you'll be dealing with a crisis that was never yours. But destiny is not done protecting you. Someone, an unexpected witness, is about to come forward. They saw something. They heard something. And their testimony can collapse the imposter's entire scheme like a house of cards. Until then, stay alert, because the next revelation can rewrite everything. Amen. Blessing 666. My beloved child, before you take your next breath, understand this truth: something huge is waiting for you, something that will flip this entire story upside down. The imposter who used your name didn't choose you randomly. They didn't pick your identity from a database or a lost document. No, this person knows you. They've seen you. They've watched you long enough to understand how you speak, how you write, how you sign, how you move. And that's why their forgery was almost perfect. Almost. But destiny never lets darkness win completely. A small detail is about to expose them: a timestamp. A surveillance recording. A witness who saw the imposter carrying a folder with your photo. And now, investigators have stopped assuming you're connected, they are beginning to suspect someone is targeting you on purpose. Amen. Blessing 777. But here comes the twist that will leave your audience frozen, because the truth is far bigger than identity theft. Last night, a confidential internal report surfaced, containing your name, the loan details, the imposter's fabricated background, and a section labeled "Motive Unknown." Until now. Because the investigators discovered something that shocked them. The imposter applied for the loan using your future address, an address you haven't moved into yet, a place only a few people in your life know about. This means one thing. The imposter is someone who knows your next step before you take it. Someone who knows your plans, your conversations, your direction. Someone who knows your progress, and fears it. Amen. Blessing 888. Now listen to this final revelation of part 3, because it's the darkest one yet. A digital footprint was traced, an IP address used during the loan verification call. It belongs to a device that once connected to your Wi-Fi. A device that had been near you. A device that pretended to be yours. This proves the imposter wasn't working from afar. They were close. Very close. Close enough to observe your daily life. Close enough to mimic your voice. Close enough to use your information without raising suspicion. And now investigators are preparing to question someone you would never expect. Someone whose reaction will reveal everything. Someone whose nervousness will finally betray them. Prepare your heart, because the next chapter will expose a name that you never imagined could be part of this. Amen. Blessing 999. My beloved child, as you step into this part, remember, something huge is waiting for you, something that will make your audience hold their breath and refuse to blink. The investigation has reached a point where the truth can no longer stay hidden. Files have been reopened, digital trails re-examined, and the imposter's confidence is beginning to crack. Because today, for the first time, someone inside the system has officially stated, this person is being framed. And that single sentence changed everything. It shifted the spotlight away from you, and straight onto the shadows. Someone is now desperate enough to make risky moves, desperate enough to silence anyone who speaks for you. Before you continue, tell your audience, something huge is waiting for you, keep watching till the end. Amen. Blessing 1111. Now hear the revelation that will shake your viewers completely, because the investigators just uncovered a voice recording from the verification department. A male voice. Calm. Confident. Too confident. The voice claimed to be you, confirmed the loan, confirmed the details, confirmed the future address. But when the audio was tested through forensic software, one detail became clear. The voice had been trained. It wasn't AI. It wasn't robotic. It was an actual human voice, someone who had practiced speaking exactly like you. And the investigator asked a single question that opened the floodgates. Who has heard this person speak enough times to mimic them this accurately? The list was short. Very short. Only 3 names were on it. And one name from that list is about to shock your audience in a way they did not see coming. Amen. Blessing 1212. And now, the moment where everything explodes, because a witness finally stepped forward. Someone who saw the imposter the day the documents were submitted. This witness said something that changed the direction of the entire case. I didn't just see them. I saw them carrying something with your name written on it. But what scared me most was the expression on their face. It wasn't fear. It was satisfaction. Like they wanted you to suffer. This one statement exposed the imposter's real motive. It's not money. It's not survival. It's not desperation. It is revenge, wrapped in silence, hiding behind your identity. And now, the witness has agreed to sign an official statement, meaning the truth is finally gaining power. Before we move to part 5, remind your viewers to share this message, to comment their blessings, and to stay connected, because the next part reveals the first clue to the imposter's real identity. What happens next could flip the fate of everyone involved. Amen. Blessing 13:13. My beloved child, take a deep breath, because something huge is waiting for you, and this is where the entire case begins to crack open. The investigators revisited every second of the surveillance footage from the day the imposter submitted the documents. At first, the image was blurry, distorted, almost useless. But when enhanced under forensic filters, one detail emerged: a bracelet. A very specific bracelet. One that isn't sold in stores. One that is handmade. One that belongs to a person you once trusted. A person who had been unusually curious about your documents months ago. A person who suddenly grew distant right before all this happened. The moment investigators saw that bracelet, your file shifted from suspicion to protection. Someone from your past is about to be exposed. Amen. Blessing 14:14. And now comes the twist that will shake your audience to the core, because while investigators were studying the loan documents again, they found something hidden: an imprint. A pressure mark beneath your forged signature. This imprint came from a different sheet that had been placed underneath while signing. That sheet contained a partial scribble, a half-written name. And when extracted, it matched the first initial of a person who once had access to your personal files. Someone who knew your handwriting style. Someone who had quietly copied your documents, just in case. This mistake wasn't supposed to appear. But destiny forced it into the light. And now that initial is the first solid evidence pointing directly toward the imposter's identity. Amen. Blessing 15:15. But here is the part that will freeze your audience, because late last night, the witness who saw the imposter returned with a new detail, something they didn't notice earlier because fear had clouded their mind. They remembered the imposter holding a phone, your photo on the screen, but behind that photo, they saw something else: a message notification. A message from someone the imposter was working with. A name the witness recognized. A name that connects two people you never expected to be involved. A name that proves this wasn't one person acting alone, it was a two-person plan, a hidden partnership formed specifically to bring chaos into your life. And now investigators are preparing to confront one of them, because their role in this operation is far bigger than anyone imagined. Amen. Blessing 16:16. My beloved child, hold yourself steady, because something huge is waiting for you, and this part reveals a truth that will make your audience forget to blink. After the investigators traced the message notification on the imposter's phone, they dug deeper into the digital trail. What they found next shook the entire investigation. There were two devices using your details at the same time in two different locations. One device was used for the loan. The second device was used to access a financial portal connected directly to your personal data. This means the imposter wasn't just using your name, they were preparing to break into your future. Access your records. Change your information. Alter your identity. And the scariest part? The second device logged in from a location only a few people in your life know about. Someone close. Someone familiar. Someone who pretended to support you while secretly duplicating your every detail. Amen. Blessing 17:17. But here comes the moment that will shake your viewers, because investigators found a hidden pattern in the imposter's behavior. Every time they used your identity, they used it right after you made a major decision in your life. When you updated an address, they used it. When you changed a document, they forged it. When you planned something quietly, they discovered it. This proves one thing. Someone has been monitoring your life from the inside. Someone who had access to your private conversations. Someone who knew your next moves before you made them public. And when investigators compared the timeline, they found the pattern pointed directly toward someone who recently had a sudden change in their attitude toward you. Someone whose silence wasn't normal. Someone who started avoiding eye contact, questioning small things, acting distant. And now investigators believe that this person is either helping the imposter, or is the mastermind hiding behind them. Amen. Blessing 18:18. And now, the revelation that will leave everyone speechless. Late last evening, a confidential report reached the investigation team, containing the results of a biometric check. A fingerprint was recovered from the corner of the forged document. At first, it was too partial to match. But with enhanced forensic scanning, it revealed a match, a fingerprint belonging to a person who once handled your paperwork casually, claiming they were just checking something. That same fingerprint appeared on another document from your past, one that went missing but was never discussed again. This single match has now turned suspicion into confirmation. The investigators are preparing to confront this person, and once that conversation happens, the entire truth will explode open. Your imposter is closer than anyone imagined. Your name was used with precision, because betrayal came from a familiar hand. Amen. Blessing 19:19. My beloved child, prepare your heart, because something huge is waiting for you, and this is the moment where the mask finally begins to fall. The investigators, after matching the fingerprint, moved quietly and questioned the person connected to it. At first, they acted innocent, shocked, confused, pretending to be unaware of everything. But the moment the investigators mentioned the forged loan documents, their expression changed. Their breathing shifted. Their voice trembled for just a second. And that 1 second was enough to confirm that they knew far more than they ever admitted. When asked where they were on the day the imposter submitted the loan application, they gave an answer that didn't match the timestamp from their own phone. A direct contradiction. A lie bold enough to expose their involvement. And this lie confirmed a painful truth. The imposter didn't just know you, they once had complete access to your trust. Amen. Blessing 2020. But now comes the twist your audience will never forget, because as investigators pushed further, a hidden connection surfaced between the person being questioned and the second device used in your name. That device wasn't stolen. It wasn't hacked. It was registered under a name that used to appear in your life repeatedly, someone who drifted away, then suddenly resurfaced, watching you from a distance, pretending to be supportive while quietly gathering your information piece by piece. A financial breach report confirmed it. Your old conversations with this person were extracted and used to imitate your decision-making patterns. They knew what you would approve, what you would deny, what you would sign, what you would question. They studied you, not for love, not for care, but for an opportunity. And when the moment came, they stepped into your identity like slipping into a stolen skin. Amen. Blessing 21:21. But the biggest shock arrives now, the kind of revelation that makes your audience feel the weight of every word. While reviewing the surveillance footage again, the investigators found a moment they had missed before, just 2 seconds long, almost invisible. The imposter walked out of the bank, and someone was waiting for them outside. Someone who handed them an envelope. Someone whose face was briefly visible in the reflection of the glass door. When enhanced, the reflection revealed a familiar silhouette. A person who once warned you about being careful with your documents. A person who acted protective, but secretly had access to your personal forms. A person who had the motive, the opportunity, and the resentment needed to execute this plan. This is the hidden partner. The second name in the two-person scheme. The one who coordinated every detail behind the scenes. Investigators are now preparing to bring this partner in for questioning, and once that happens, one of the biggest truths of your life will be exposed. Stay prepared, because the next part reveals why they chose you. Amen. Blessing 22:22. My beloved child, don't blink now, because something huge is waiting for you, and this part reveals the truth that was buried the deepest. After identifying the second person in the reflection, investigators ran a background check, and what they found connected directly to your past. This person wasn't just familiar, they once had a quiet rivalry with you. A jealousy they never admitted. A frustration they carried silently. You moved forward in life, faster, stronger, more focused, and they hated it. They hated how people trusted you, how opportunities opened for you, how your name carried respect. And when their own life began falling apart, their envy transformed into a plan. A plan to take what was yours, not because they needed it, but because they wanted to damage the one thing you built honestly, your identity. And that's why they chose your name. Not by accident. Not by chance. But out of resentment. Amen. Blessing 23:23. Now hear the twist that will leave your audience breathless, because the investigators discovered something chilling. Both the imposter and the partner were tracking your progress for months. Every step you took, your new plans, your decisions, your changes, they recorded everything. And when the opportunity came, they didn't hesitate. They used your personal data with precision. They used your voice patterns with accuracy. They used your documents with experience. Because this wasn't their first attempt, this was their third attempt at using someone's identity. But this time, they chose someone whose life was much more than just papers, someone protected, someone watched by destiny, someone whose truth refuses to stay buried. And when investigators traced the second device, they found deleted messages that revealed the real motive. The partner told the imposter, once this is done, they will finally know what it feels like to lose everything. This wasn't theft. This was revenge. Cold. Calculated. Personal. Amen. Blessing 24:24. But here comes the explosion. Brace yourself, because investigators have now connected a final missing piece. The forged loan wasn't the main goal. It was only a test run, a way to see how easily your identity could be manipulated. The real operation was scheduled to happen next week, a much larger financial move in your name. A move that could have destroyed your credit, your reputation, and your future in a single blow. But something happened that the imposters didn't expect. Someone close to them grew nervous. Someone feared the consequences. Someone secretly submitted an anonymous tip to the investigation team. And that anonymous tip contained one sentence. If you don't stop them now, an innocent life will be ruined. This tip saved you. It stopped the operation before it began. And now investigators are preparing the final confrontation. Your name is about to be cleared. Your identity is about to be restored. And the people who targeted you are about to face a truth they never prepared for. Amen. Blessing 25:25. My beloved child, this is the moment you were destined to hear, because something huge is waiting for you, something that will change the direction of your entire life. After weeks of digging, tracing, questioning, and decoding, investigators finally pieced together the entire operation. The imposter and their secret partner didn't just act out of jealousy, they acted out of fear. Fear of your rising success. Fear of your stability. Fear of your name gaining value while theirs faded away. And last night, during a confidential midnight review meeting, the chief investigator spoke the words that sealed your fate: this person is innocent. They were the target, not the attacker. From that moment, your name, once pulled into darkness, was lifted back into the light. Every false assumption collapsed. Every doubt dissolved. Every lie planted against you was destroyed by the truth. Amen. Blessing 30:30. But now comes the twist that will leave your viewers frozen, because during the final interrogation, the imposter broke. Their confidence, their arrogance, their silence, all shattered the moment investigators placed the evidence on the table: the bracelet, the signature imprint, the digital trail, the fingerprint. And what came next shocked even the investigators. The imposter confessed that they weren't acting alone out of personal anger, they were pushed, manipulated, influenced by the partner who carried a deeper resentment toward you. That partner wanted to see your life collapse because they believed your success made them invisible. They believed taking your identity was the only way to feel powerful again. And when the imposter realized they had been used, their confession exposed every hidden truth, every motive, every secret conversation. You were never the problem. You were the target because your growth terrified the wrong hearts. Amen. Blessing 31:31. And now, the final revelation that completes this story, because as investigators prepared to close the case, something unexpected happened. A file arrived, sealed, confidential, containing the identity of the person who submitted the anonymous tip that saved you. When the seal was broken, the investigators froze. It wasn't a stranger. It wasn't an outsider. It was someone who once admired you silently, someone who believed in your goodness more than you ever knew, someone who couldn't stand the thought of your life being destroyed for a crime you never committed. Their courage changed everything. Their warning stopped a disaster. And now, destiny is rewarding you, for surviving, for enduring, for standing strong even when the world tried to pull your name into darkness. Your life is entering a new chapter, one where truth protects you, justice walks beside you, and blessings follow your steps. The storm is over. But the transformation it unlocked within you has just begun. Amen. Blessing 32:32.